Hello, everyone. Wow, what an interesting week. Devastating news with the invasion of Ukraine. As late as Thursday, I was seeing that there could be some diplomatic solution, but obviously that's not the case. And now we hear that NATO are going, the Security Council at least, have voted to activate the NATO response force, which was formed 20 years ago. It's the first time. It has to go to a full vote, but they just need a majority. So that's going to be an interesting thing to look at. I hope everyone's been well and happy. If you're in Queensland, please stay safe. If you're in the flooded areas of Queensland, please stay safe. Yeah. Matt Gates is in the headlines here, so that'll be interesting to look at. Just excuse me, just a minute. I've got to put his stuff being. Oh, Matt Gates is attacking the Justice Department. Yeah. Hi, Cardamancy. Hi, Kathy W. I'm just going to bring up my banner there. Yeah. So it's yeah, very unsettling times ahead for a while. Hi, 171, sign in. I hope that everyone's going okay where in your part of the world. There's calls to expel CPAC 2022. Marjorie Taylor Greene held this call to expel her, converging in Florida, Orlando, Florida. Nigel Farage, they've got Nigel Farage speaking. Mike Pompeo, we'll have a look at him. $2024. A scandal erupted on Saturday as chose to make a speech at a separate event held by white nationalists. So, calls to expel her from the caucus. Wow. From the Republican caucus, hey? The Republicans are, of course, blaming everyone but for the invasion, but they're not blaming Putin. Who are they blaming? Oh, the order to invade was given by Biden. Just what dickweeds are these guys? I mean, come on. Hi, M. James. Hi, Cartomancy. Yeah. Trump is praising Zelensky. That's just atrocity. Now Trump is saying it's an atrocity. Okay. Never have been allowed to occur. Trump added this would never have been allowed to occur. It would never have happened if the election were not rigged, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. God. I know, hi, M. James. I know a lot of people, a lot of you guys out there will stomach watching rallies and just CPAC and all that to give those of us who just want to throw up at the mention of it, updates on what these idiots are saying. Yeah. Oh, there's another shooting in Los Angeles. Anyone got some questions here? Dallas. Hopefully that's the last of the freezing, you guys are saying. Russian banks have been banned from SWIFT system. So let's have a look. Let's get into it, and I'll take questions as we go. Hi, Dishes and Stitches. So let's make a start. I want to have a look at God with the highest truth and compassion. Is this conflict in the Ukraine, between the Ukraine, is this going to be drawn out? Will this be long and like more than months? Will this conflict last more than will it last for years? Let's have a look. Two cards flew out there. Strength. Ukrainian people are fighting back with strength. And we've got the Two of Wands, which is strategies and dominion. Of course, Putin wants to extend his dominion. I can't see it. I did a reading on this the other day with a friend, and both came up with three 3 weeks, 3 months, not really 3 years. Couldn't see it going into 3 years. So in terms of only lasting months, we've got the wish. It is a wishful thinking, but it's wishes. So months, because they're fighting back very strongly. This effort for Russia to expand its dominion, will it be over in months? I've got the 6th of Pentacles, returning to the balance, the scales back in balance. Of course, there's lots of reasons he wants to. It's the resources that Ukraine has. Also pride. He wants to reclaim all of those countries that left the Soviet Union after Glasnost, and sorry, got something in my eye there. The scales, a return to the quid pro quo, still unease as long as Putin is in there. Even if he's defeated, as long as Putin's there, it will be a very uneasy region. But will it be over by the end of 2022? Of course, we all know that the time Tarot's not the greatest. I've got the King of Pentacles here. Return to stability, return to a healthier situation there. Of course, the resources. Hi, Susanna Berlinski. Okay. Susanna is quoting the Bible, but that's not necessarily meaning someone is a troll. So, Susanna, if you're not a troll, welcome. If you are, well, we'll find you out and you'll be. It could also just be a thing that, yeah. Oh, I was just reading a comment there. So return to stability in the region. Will Ukraine win out? Yes, in fact, victory, momentum towards victory. So Ukraine is going to win out in this. I don't think it could be over in a matter of weeks, but I'm thinking more likely a couple of months. Weeks or months. Let's have a look. I'll just see what cards come out. So, which the stronger card comes out for? Will this last months or weeks? So I'll put the cards face down, and then I'll turn them out. Months on the left, weeks on the right. Will it last months or weeks? The star is hope. The hangman's reversed is for weeks. Very much. I'm feeling like this is all the disruption and and the frozen of assets and everything, it's all going to be that Putin has done all of this for virtually nothing. So I'm leaning towards weeks, not months. The hope is that it won't be months. Yeah. But that could still be 5 or 6 weeks, you know. Even though I know 6 weeks is still 1.5 months, but yeah. Okay, Tyrone. Can somebody take care of the trolls, please? Yep. Hi, Melinda. Yeah, can somebody please get rid of the trolls? Didn't get with them today. And yes, I know you can say just make it subscriber only, but I don't know how to do that. Okay. Yeah. And I don't often get a troll attack, so. Thank you. Yeah, some trolls today. Will the Ukraine finally become part of NATO? Now, the response troops have boats, planes, tanks. Will the Ukraine be admitted to NATO? I've got the 5 of Cups. You see, it's in Eastern Europe. And it's more towards the Pacific than it is towards the Atlantic. I'm going to bring up Google Maps. And so I've got the 5 of Cups. You know, I think a lot of the names on these trolls, it's a bot and it's co-opted a lot of people's names, which just sucks. Oh, no. Yeah, sorry. As a geographer, you would think that I would know that the Ukraine is nowhere near the Pacific. I'm not. I've got the 5 of Cups. I asked, will they be admitted to NATO? And I've got the 5 of Cups. Loss. And then the 8 of Cups, a new journey. They've been requesting it. So the 4 of Cups, things cannot stand as they are. So we've got a lot of cups. People have really just been things cannot be left to stand as they are with the 4 of Cups. It's the loss and everything that's associated with this 8 of Cups. NATO is not going to abandon them. Hi, Catherine Stubbs. Yeah, Romania, Poland, I think Estonia, I think, yes or no, will Ukraine become a member of NATO? Queen of Cups, yes. That will certainly help return a balance of power to the region and help calm things down. I think it's going to be a necessity. Yeah, I think that yes, after this, yes, they are. Possibly even during this conflict, they will be. I think there's going to be a vote, but I think there has to be. I don't know if admitting a country needs a unanimous vote. I'm not quite sure how that works. Hi, Marjo. Hi, Em. Hi, 171 signing. Oh, well, thank you. Even when I haven't got the best news. High spirits beyond the stars. Well, yes, of course, he's attempting to undermine the security. He wants people to feel insecure and put the blame towards Biden. But it's a real it's a misstep. Time and time again, history has shown that during times of crisis, people will turn and support the government that is in power. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I've seen that. There's one video of a guy just literally he's pushing on the tank. Hi, Shelby Lisa. The missile that hits a residential apartment building, that's big black mark. Whether by accident or deliberate, if it was deliberate, it would be a war crime. But even if by accident, it's still going to be a big black mark there. And of course, with the Queen of Cups, the water, NATO, yeah. So I do feel like NATO. I said to James last night, I just got it in my head, that Putin is going to stuff up. Yeah, sure. Oh, interesting question, Joji. I'll have a look at that next. Hi, Catherine Stubbs. Oh, is your mum not well, Shelby Lisa? Oh, everyone, please send best wishes and healing energy to Elaine, Shelby Lisa's mum. Oh, Shelby Lisa, please, everyone, Elaine, please send Elaine strengthening and healing energy, white healing light and yellow positive light to Elaine in her struggle. Will Obama ever be a Supreme Court justice, or Biden in the next couple of years? That's an interesting question too. Yeah. So yeah, I do feel like NATO will admit. I don't know if it has to be a unanimous vote for admittance, but I know that. Of course, Russia vetoed the activation in the Security Council of the activation of the response force. Hi, Tammy Aldridge. The tanks are running out of fuel. Okay. Joe G answered the question just before. Oh, good night. Will the Russian soldiers concede and surrender and lay down their arms? They're already finding it harder than they thought. But air superiority is a big factor here. Being able to drop troops in. Let's see. Spirit, can you please tell me if the Russian soldiers will surrender? Or will they retreat? Let's see. Well, they're finding it much, much more difficult than they thought they would. Yes, of course, there's air superiority there, but meaning they can take out convoys here and there, and they can drop troops into different areas. But getting support to those troops is a different thing. I can't see them laying down their arms and running back to Russia, but there is going to be a change there with them, a wheel of fortune, which is very much a big yes card. So not necessarily, yeah, having to concede, having to surrender, yes. Again, here's abandonment, abandon their task, not being able to complete their task. And this was in the previous question I asked. In the past, Ukraine hasn't been able to complete their task of becoming a member of NATO, but that's going to change. But now there's a change coming, and it's going to be hard for the Russian soldiers to complete their task. One Russian-speaking Ukrainian said the other day, I'm born here, raised here. My mother, my grandmother were born here and raised here in the Ukraine. I'm Russian, but I'm a Ukrainian Russian, and I don't need Russian tanks to defend me. She said, I've never been in danger here. I'm in danger now, but not from Ukraine. So institutions, the Hierophant, there's definitely a couple of big major things going to be happening in the near future here. Major change with the Wheel of Fortune, with the Russian soldiers' inability to complete their tasks. Some may even just leave, desert, I guess, I'm not sure. And then there is the institution, the government. they're not. Now, part of the role in trying to get into Kiev was to replace Zelensky and his government with a puppet government. Now, this abandonment of this task, I think, is indicated. Will Zelensky and his government remain intact? Yes, yes, it's a struggle, but they are going to succeed with the Ten of Wands. It's a struggle, but they are going to succeed. There's also being with this NATO Security Council, there'll be a vote coming up to move the response troops. It's the first time they've been activated since they were formed 20 years ago. It will take some of the burden off the government. So the thing about the Ten of Wands, it can also be sharing some of the burdens with others. So, yeah. As for, I don't know about surrendering or running away. There could be some desertion. But there's certainly going to be abandonment of the task or inability to fulfill the task and fulfill their commitment. So I do feel like they're not going to take Kiev. Okay, somebody asked me if Obama was going to end up on the Supreme Court. I've read all that a couple of times over the last couple of years, and each time it's like, no, it's not really something he's been interested in going for. I got that vibe again, but I'll do another reading. Yes, lots. I saw pictures with lots of young men and women there lined up with guns to defend their country. Yes, they will be able to hang on, Catherine Stubbs. Yeah, now that's a question, isn't it? They buried the whole lot, but I still think there was one tower that was still intact. So certainly going after any fissionable materials that might be there. I think that's what he wants. He wants fissionable material. It's as simple as that. Okay, let's have a look here. Obama. Will he end up on the Supreme Court on SCOTUS? I'm still getting it's not really something he's interested in going into, but that doesn't mean he won't, but it's something he really will need to be talked into. Hi, Sherry French. Yes, and hello to all my lovely lurkers. to everyone who opts to click on my videos later on. Hello, thank you. I really do appreciate the continuing support. So, with regard to Obama, which Obama? Barack? I know that Michelle has just indicated no interest. While it would be seen as an absolute victory for the left to have either of the Obamas on the Supreme Court, it is not something they're really interested in. So this isn't really heartbreak and betrayal. This is more in the realms of disappointment at, this is not something that they, either one, are grasping for. They're ready to move on. This is a card of moving on from all that political hype associated with it. They still have to deal with quite a bit of it, just as an ex-president and an ex-first lady. The idea of adding to that the hype that goes around being a SCOTUS on the SCOTUS is just something they're not really that interested in. They are interested in other possibilities that lead them towards different pathways, different gateways. So no, I don't see either Obama being enthusiastic about being nominated, and so I don't see them doing that. I think possibly that might even have been a discussion that took place between Biden and the Obamas soon after he came into power. So hi, Uncover the News. Hi, Kristen. How are you? Yeah, it's just not. It's not something that they're interested in doing. Hi, Sylvia Hanks. Will seniors get another Sylvia? So another stimulus check. Yeah, Joe. Joe G's question is, will Putin, she's curious if Putin will be taken out by his own people and the oligarchs. Well, a lot of people, a lot of other readers have seen him, like Linda G said, she's always seen him running. The support, he doesn't have the support of the general Russian populace, and that is coming through in protest, which oligarchs are starting to fund, I think, because they are suffering. Definitely getting closer to them. I'm definitely getting a vibe of it's. We're looking at weeks with this, possibly more than a month, but not more than 2 months, possibly. So, yeah. Hi, Sophie. what was I reading on, guys? I'm so sorry. I lost the thread of the question. The devil's come out. Yeah. You've got the devil and the Seven of Cups come out. People in Russia are tired of, he is definitely in the grips of delusion and illness and madness and all sorts of things happening in that man's mind. And will they take him out themselves? Well, there's large disappointment. There's increasing energy within Russia to do so. Russia will take care of this man and mete out their own sort of justice to him. And it's not going to be very good. But, yeah. What is going to happen in Russia when the banks open on Monday? Let's have a look. What's going to happen in Russia when the banks open on Monday? I have to thank you guys again for the support you continue to show me. Still hoping to move my Tuesday and Thursday readings to the later time of 10 o'clock. But still, I still have, but depending on seminars and all that, it just, yeah. So, I might have to be doing 8:30, so earlier rather than later. So, yeah, I will try and send out notifications a little bit beforehand. Like, I'll try and schedule them a little bit beforehand to give people notifications for my weekday one. Okay, let's have a look. What will happen when the banks open in Russia on Monday? I've got balanced and judgment, and then strategies, plans, and dominion. There's certainly going to be alarm bells sounded, I think. Are things as balanced as they should be? Banking institutions and the world. Wow. What's going on with the strategy? Rest, retreat, detail, losses, hard work. Will Russia's economy tank? Well, definitely not good happenings over on the, now that card was placed over the Temperance and the Hierophant. So it's going to be, the government is really going to struggle to keep people balanced and calm, because there's going to be alarm bells ringing, and this is not good. Changes are not good. Changes are heralded in the banking system, and they're not good. So it could be, yeah, quite chaotic. Over on the left here, we've got the strategy and bigger picture. It's going to take a while for the bigger picture to emerge, and when it does, it's going to be, I do think there's going to be some Russian banking institutions are just going to collapse, have to close. Families are going to suffer. That was on top. But there is some help in the future, but some hope for the future. But yeah, there's all this hard work gone. So yeah. And underneath the star, the families in the star on the bottom of the deck was the fool. One aspect of the fool is in the reverse is that not prepared for what is going to happen, and foolishly I do think there's been a bit of a run on the banks because quite a few people was, okay, I'm not keeping my money there. But quite a lot of people are going to be caught off guard and not prepared. They were just having faith that things would turn out okay. So, yeah, very interesting. I did that last year too. Lachlan, Murdoch and Piers Morgan. Okay. I can do that. Remember, guys, if you want a reading, email me at footprinttarot@gmail.com. I'm available pretty well anytime. Night, Sophie. And yeah. Yes, I know I'm pushing it, but you know. Lachlan Murdoch. Let's have a look at him. What is happening with Lachlan Murdoch? I've got a couple of cards falling out. Okay. Embattled. He's going to be feeling embattled. Embattled is very much these two fell out. At the heart of this reading for him, a feeling of having to up his vigilance, because what is going to be his challenge finding ways in which to head in new directions. The Hope card can be about finding a new direction, and this is going to be a struggle for him, especially when he takes over Fox, and he will. At the base of this reading for Lachlan Murdoch, conflict and the stoking of conflict, and in conflict, this is also within families. Hi, Angela Hone. In the past, his past, what does that bring? You know, the Murdochs have been a golden family in the past. They just made money hand over fist for generations. victorious and their point of view, you know, riding high. Oh, somebody asked me about stimulation checks. I have to read on that in a minute. Okay, but what is on his mind at the moment, at the present? At the present, there is things from the past returning to haunt. Yeah, I'm getting like this old memories, and you see in the background the man going off and searching for his own light. This is like having to take care of themselves, right? Nostalgia for better days, not necessarily happier, but days where things were clearer to them, and that's very much on his mind. Okay, in his immediate future, a rethinking of strategies, a rethinking of the bigger picture. He's just assuming that he's going to get Fox News when the old man falls off his perch. But what's his attitude? I'm king of the world. I know where my place is in the world. Oh, hello, Eleanor. Oh, please, my darling, please, Eleanor, do everything you need to do to get well, and because we are no way near ready to lose a shining light like you, okay? So you do everything you can and get better, my darling. Hi, Clarence. But now, so he's very sure, very cocky, sure about his place in the world. This is his attitude. But what does he need to know? All of this can be taken away in the blink of an eye. Things can turn in the blink of an eye. This is the magician. All of this, there's a large amount of illusion in what you're thinking, and it can all collapse in the blink of an eye. It's a very fickle business. What are his hopes and fears? His hoping is that he can slow down and slow things down and calm things down. I think he feels like things are getting way out of hand, but he fears that they're not. So I do think Tucker Carlson is really causing a lot of hassles. This is Tucker Carlson. It's the biggest worry for him at the moment, Tucker Carlson. Yes, and some others. Six of Swords. Fox News has got a very, very rough journey ahead, and he's hoping to be able to slow it down, but he fears that he can't. So what is the outcome for Lachlan Murdoch? Surprising and emotional news, possibly leading to the need for new ideas and fresh starts. Make no mistake, this man is not a left-leaning, soft-soap person. He's up. pretty much a hard right politician. But business, how much business can we how much he wants that business to continue to succeed, and it's being put in jeopardy. So there's going to be a real need for him to show some inspiration and bring in new, fresh energy. Will he personally be able to save Fox News? Possibly not. Might even have to, the Murdochs might even abandon it, sell it, something, walk away from it. There's definitely some troubled times ahead for Fox News and that relationship with the Murdoch. So that's interesting. He's just thinking of, no, it's better off just to get rid of it. Yeah. Will the pensioners in the US, will there be more stimulation checks for the elderly in the US? Let's have a look at that. Oh, Lukashenko. The nuclear threat has just stepped up big time. Hi, Human Generic. Hi, Patricia Francino. Will there be another stimulation check for the elderly in the US? While there's definitely more calls for it, I do feel like chances are not that good. But there will be better and healthier economic situation coming about, but not necessarily with simulation checks. But things, yeah, there's still a bit of chaos surrounding them. Will there be financial relief soon? Okay, this is better. So there'll be some form of financial relief coming for people, but not necessarily in the form of a simulation check, like payments in the bank and stuff. Some form of relief. There will be some cause for some minor celebration. So there'll be some form of relief. Possibly not the amount, like not a $1,400 check or something, but there will be some relief coming through. Hi, Mimi Rose. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to type something into my search engine. NATO membership. Hi, Dan Orshaw. Okay. They've been caused to expel Marjorie Taylor Greene from the GOP leadership caucus. Will that happen? I'm hoping to get a microphone soon to help with sound issues that I have. Hi, Deborah Costro. What was the question I asked? Oh, bloody heck. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, will Marjorie Taylor Greene guide with the highest truth and compassion? Please help me find clarity, insight, and objectivity into the question. Whether Marjorie Taylor Greene will be expelled from the GOP caucus. The caucus I'm presuming is the leadership caucus or whatever it is that she's got a place in. Hi, Crazy Cat Lady Farley. Okay, Now, it's definitely, her speaking at this rally has definitely put a pause or halted her momentum, what she would like to see as an upward rise within the GOP party. So what's the challenge here? Okay, she's upsetting the status quo too much. She's getting bolder and bolder, and this is causing her to make, she just absolutely so badly tilted that the scales of, she's just upsetting the status quo too much. And there's a repulsion factor happening with her. And that's a challenge for her, if that makes sense. Donors are turning away from her and giving their money to other people, possibly, you know, or her actions are causing more donations to go to the left to be able to raise more money. It's upsetting that status quo with regard to campaigns and funding and all that. Now, what is the advice for Marjorie Taylor Greene? Get ready for a very insecure time. Hold on to what you have, because you're going to need every little bit of it. At the base of this reading, well, her coffers are draining. And she hasn't been able to get the more reasonable Republicans do not like her. So she's turning to extreme groups to get funding because she has been bleeding campaign funds. Is she going to be expelled from the caucus? She thrives on this. No, the cause is there, but she thrives on this conflict, and she wants continued conflict. And I'm getting a release from, so this is the devil. Normally it would be a no card, because they're so hooked into the type of people, you know, and the money she was raising. But she's not doing that anymore. So there's movement towards, they're starting to see her as a mistake. And there's movement towards separating themselves from her. So is she in danger of being expelled from the Congress? Yes, I would say she is. But simply because she doesn't bring in the money she used to. Her rise to fame is sort of stopping. She will step on anyone in her journey to getting what she wants and setting herself up. Stability. There are people within the GOP who are starting to see they need to get rid of this extremism, and they need to bring stability back to the party to attract back some of the donors. Is there a chance she'll be expelled? Yes. But will it happen? I think they're too weak. And they weren't prepared for her. Just, you know. Will they expel her from the caucus? Probably not. Even though she's causing them more hassles than she's worth. Somebody asked me about that. That's lovely. Thank you, Melinda. Somebody asked me about Piers Morgan, and you wanted me to read on Piers Morgan as well. That wonderful epitome of fair British journalism. Piers Morgan. Now let's have a look at him. Hey, baby, could you do me a coffee, and a Kathy? Arr. Piers Morgan. Crazy cat lady, you're not being good. You're not being well. His hopes of a quick Piers Morgan. Ooh, he's still, despite being everywhere, he's still not he's still on the outer with most moderate and left-wing press people, because he is quite right-wing. He's hey, thank you. What is his challenge? Justice is his challenge. So finding a fair hearing, he is very controversial. But he's put himself in a lot of things by walking out on things and stuff. So to his mind, his challenge is he's never been treated fairly. So for him, his challenge is trying to fair treatment by the broadcasters and stuff like that. At the base of this reading, years and years of work. He's worked hard, yes, no doubt. He's been around for a long time. He's worked hard to get where he is. But there have been a few times where he's taken some shortcuts. And that has, has led to possible not the quality of work that he could have had. And he's taken some shortcuts, and his biases have affected the quality of his body of work. He's a journalist broadcaster in England, Piers Morgan. In his past, okay, Tower. So, there have been a few, he often hits the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Trying to undermine people. He seems to take joy in not in destruction, but in certain aspects of society being totally disrupted. And that, of course, is affecting everything now. Where is he at? He's in a defensive position at the moment with the Seven of Wands. So in the past, he uses bad situations to boost his own thing in the past. So that's his past behaviour. Quite on some occasions where everyone's going, it's shocking, it's terrible what they're doing, he's like, oh yeah, no, it's all good. That stuff. Hi, Geek. Hi, Marie Sutton. So, and at the moment, where is he at the moment? He's in a pretty defensive stance. I don't know what he said about this situation in the Ukraine, whether he said any. Probably has said something, but he's not someone I sort of follow along with very closely. What's in Piers Morgan's immediate future? The Emperor. Broadcasting. This is like the rule of law and stability. So it's definitely something. I'm not sure whether it's he's in trouble with the Broadcasting Commission authorities in the UK, or he has a win over some of them. I'm not sure yet. What's his attitude? I'll come back to the Emperor a bit later. His attitude is that nobody else measures up the way I do. Everyone else falls short with the Seven of Pentacles here. What does he need to know? He needs to know that he is not, he's not the major player he sees himself as being. Okay? His attempts to reach for that golden ball haven't really worked out that well. And as a result, he needs to realize, hi, Sandra Henderson, that he is pretty much not a bottom player, but not regional. But in terms of national and all that, the regard is not that high for him. What are his hopes and fears? He's feeling pretty embattled, and he's hoping he'll be able to see his way through this, but he fears that he don't. He's having a bit of a rough time professionally at the moment. And what are his outcomes? Four of Wands, minor celebrations for him, settling into a more secure position with the Four of Wands, minor celebration for him, settling into a more secure position. So he's not going to get to the exalted heights he wants to get to. But really, I didn't know that. He's certainly not going to appeal to Australians. Yeah, so not measuring up. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, as far as getting, yeah, so this would be his journey into Australia. The Emperor, his immediate future. So that's Murdoch then. He's brought into Australia. He's not going to be a huge success here. Is he going to be a huge success here? King of Pentacles. He'll make some money. But no, he's restrictive. He's so restrictive. He's not too narrow-minded for Australia. Not that everyone in Australia is broad-minded, open, or, you know, we have some pretty ordinary citizenry out there. But by and large, Piers Morgan is does not hold a huge appeal for many Australians. So I don't think it's going to help. I got the words going through my head. It's not going to help bolster the Sky network. I think Sky might be struggling. That just went through my head. But so is Sky News strong? Is Sky struggling? Sky News, is it struggling? What flew out? Financial health with the King of Pentacles. I know we're struggling. But, let's see. A lot of people are. Yeah, they're going through quite a bit of a rough period financially by the looks of it. And, maybe a change into a new, having to go in a new direction or something, and he's hoping that that's going to help. On COVID freedoms. Who's that? Okay. I honestly think Putin thought that he'd have overtaken the Ukraine by now and have his puppet government put in place. Is Russia going to be kicked out of NATO? Just thought I'd ask the question. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Hangman. At the very least, they're going to have their membership suspended. Is Putin going to make a mistake? That will bring in the full force of NATO's response troops. That would be an incursion into any one of the NATO countries. Yeah, thank you, Shelby Lisa. Yes, I've got Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords. Yes, Knight of Rods. Yeah. Getting too caught up, not having the control he should have. Doesn't matter whether it's unintentional or not, he is going to make a mistake. Will the full force of the NATO response group come in to help Ukraine? Five of Pentacles, Temperance. No, not necessarily. They're there as a shot across the bows, basically. Long dark night of the soul, definitely out in the cold. Long dark night of the soul. I think they'll definitely play a role in bringing things back into balance, but as for actual conflict, Was this invasion of the Ukraine discussed in Trump and Putin's secret meeting where Trump did not want to translate it? Good question. Guide to the highest truth and compassion in the universe. Spirit, can you help me? Clarity and objectivity into this question. Please lead me to the energies. I'm getting yes. And of course, Trump's attempt to blackmail the Ukrainian government, yes, definitely it was. And Trump's attempt to blackmail the Ukrainian government was part of a playbook that was discussed there. They spoke about the resources and that the Ukraine is rich with, and what Putin wanted Trump to do to, move forward and assure victory in Ukraine, Russia's victory in Ukraine. So yes, definitely it was spoken about. No, he can't. He has. He not will make a mistake. He has made a mistake. And yeah, this is not sustainable for the long term. Belarus. Okay. Matt Gaetz. He's spouting off at CPAC about the DOJ. Why is he doing that? Why is Matt Gaetz spouting off against the DOJ? Their investigation is getting closer. The rule of law is definitely coming for him with the emperor there. So Knight of Rods investigation surging, surge in the investigation, movement forward, surge forward. There's progress. The rule of law, he cannot escape it. And he is going to end up in front of a judge. Will he be indicted soon? Oh, he's feeling very, very insecure about that. If he gets indicted with this, he's out and he knows it. That's it. That's the end of his political career, and he knows it. Even if he's acquitted, he won't be coming back. Defeat. Yeah, he knows he cannot win that particular battle. Is Matt Gaetz going to get indicted soon? Six of Pentacles, deals, 10 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, consequences. Yeah, but soon it could be tomorrow, it could be 3 months away. But the indictment is coming, and he's feeling very, very insecure. He's out, and he's not just out of if he gets indicted. It's the family is like, no, already, you know. Now, I wrote down Mike Pompeo, who is speaking. Will he run for president? Let's have a look at that. Will Mike Pompeo secure the 2024 nomination? He's working on it, talking to people, working on raising money for it. The challenge for him, oh, 9 of Swords, nightmarish scenarios coming back to haunt him. That's the challenge here with the 9 of Swords. What's at the base of this reading? Oh, secrets, lies, and spies. So this is not looking good. This reading is on, will Mike Pompeo secure the nomination, presidential nomination for 2024? Secrets, lies, and spies are at the bottom of this. What's in the past there? There is a need to answer for past actions. Where is he at now? Whoa. This is where he's at now. He's lost a lot of weight. I don't know whether it's health or whatever, but this is he's coming towards the end of his political career. What's in his immediate future? Page of Cups, surprising emotional news. If it is his health, we can only hope that he gets all the help and care he needs health-wise, okay? And will not, you know, wish bad health on anyone. But he is coming to an end at present. This is an end. Is very much hanging over him. What's his attitude? Nobody can touch me. I am smartest. I am the warrior with the King of Pentacles. And well, you can't touch this. You can't prosecute me. He really has a very high opinion of himself, but he's also he doesn't realize he's not as smart as he thinks he is. What does he need to know? Whistleblower. There is going to be talk about his actions when he was, this is the Page of Rods, when he was Secretary of State. That is going to come out. Hello, Melissa Miller. Hopes and fears for Pompeo and his run for the Republican nomination. He hopes that he's not going to have to withdraw, but he fears he might. I have to get that guy, okay? I have family in the flooded area. Can you hear me okay? Oh, yeah, I'm just doing a live stream, so can I call you back about an hour or so? Yeah, well, I didn't know that, so okay, I'll call you back in about an hour or so. Yeah, okay, bye. My sister's like, well, you think I only call you when things are bad? Yeah. Yeah, I said, oh, I'm in the middle, I'm just doing a live stream. She says, well, you didn't have to call me back. I will call my family back if they call, no matter what I'm doing. Okay, so Mike Pompeo, he's hoping that he won't have to withdraw, but he's fearing he might. So things are not going that good for him. What's the outcome for Mike Pompeo? Justice. Being visited by justice. So, anything else with that? Knight of Pentacles. This is corruption and slowing things down. Justice over that. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Celtics here. So Mike Pompeo is not looking too good. So what else have I got? Yeah, so why is he at Chernobyl? He's looking for fissionable material. I don't think I was talking to hubby yesterday and I said, wasn't there still one intact tower at Chernobyl? And they just knocked it down and just bulldozed the whole lot. And he said, yeah, he thought it was, but they had to leave a lot of stuff there. And he said they 2 years ago they put a bit hanger over the side or something. But yeah, it's definitely doing no good. Okay, who's got a question? Germany's close airspace to Russia. Will this war come to an abrupt end? Yeah, pretty abrupt. Yeah, it went through my head, but not quite yet. It's still a little ways away, but it's. I'm getting sooner rather than later, but it's not going to be a matter of days yet. It's still going to be quite a bit to play out. One of the Russian oligarchs who owns one of the FA Cup clubs, Liverpool or something, he placed ownership and administration of the club into some sort of trust or something, so that the club would not be hurt by the sanctions that he knew he was going to have to suffer. Yeah, has Alvin Bragg sabotaged the Trump case? Oh. Germany's sending weapons directly to the Ukraine. Alvin Bragg sabotaged the Trump case. Ace of Pentacles. For King of Cups. Alvin Bragg is the sort who will only go for prosecution on a 100% airtight case. High dozen cats for me. And this was, he doesn't see that with this. So in his mind, it is not worth taking that leap to do. King of Cups. His morals. Oh, I'll have a read on that, Sherry French. Definitely. The thing about Belarus, definitely. But Alvin Bragg, King of Cups. He sees himself on a moral high ground here with King of Cups. You know, and high standards, but King of Rods, his standards are just helping Trump. I'm not saying deliberate, but you can see that disparate. Did he sabotage? Yes or no? Wheel of Fortune. it's his high standards, but there's going to be a change with the Trump case. Yes, those prosecutors resigned. Thing is, they do have everything they need, but he wants it 100% airtight. And this is the sort of thing that's very hard to prove. Has he been compromised? I do think he's going to show a change soon, a change of tune here. Hi, Renee. But what's compromising him is his own reluctance to go ahead with anything without 100% chance of it going to be successful. He's going to be, honestly, I don't see him as uber corrupt or anything, but he's not really the best choice for a DA's position. So, but I think there will be a change of stance. We've got the magician and a change with the Wheel of Fortune. A change, what could seem like a miraculous change. He feels he has to set himself above everyone else, and which to a point he does, but he's not an easy person to work with. Will Dan Andrews in the Victorian Labor government be re-elected? Honestly, it's going to be very, very tight. In fact, so tight, it's too hard to tell. There is a chance, but then there's also a chance that there'll be a new government. But with the Two of Rods and the Two of Swords tipping going either way, it'll come down to whoever has the better strategy. So I'd say 50-50 at this time end. Will Alvin Bragg be removed? Will he be told to go after Trump? Will he be forced to go after Trump? Will he go after Trump? Hey, sweetheart. 8 of Cups. You went to make yourself a coffee on that crappy machine, didn't you?
Which one?
The Woolworths one which you thrown out. This is resigning. I think he might have to resign because of this momentum, movement. So, yeah, he might resign.
How's coffee going, Bob?
It's going fine, thank you, my darling. I usually do 3 hours, sweetie, on Sunday morning.
see Putin's T-80s are not doing so well.
T-80.
One of his later tanks.
Oh, okay.
Surprise.
Okay. There was an expectation overnight of Russian attempts to assassinate Zelensky. There was an expectation in Australia overnight that Kiev could be overrun, and by this morning attempts would be made to. No, Kiev still hasn't been overrun, and it's not going to be. If they assassinated Zelensky, all hell would break loose. Yes, my own personal Mr. Coffee is out here. You're getting hellos.
Chris,
Yes.
is the Ukraine being given high-tech weapons by other countries?
Yeah.
I don't know much about this. It's about the only way they...
You've just been concentrating on what Russia's doing, not what the other countries around it are doing. 20 years ago, the NATO formed a...
No, recently.
Yes, Germany, the UK, other EU countries. Germany's sending more in. Germany have banned all Russian aircraft from its airspace.
No, I'm just talking about anti-tank missiles because...
Yes, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
The only thing that could be knocking out.
Have you seen that video of that Ukrainian guy standing there and pushing against a tank? Makes the guy from the Tiananmen square look like he's pushing against a Russian tank.
I have seen the T-80s and they've had a missile from above hit them, like a javelin missile, which is quite expensive and high tech. I'm just wondering if other countries have been arming them.
Yes, they have.
Hey, I'm not up with it.
He's been telling me how Russia is superior and all this, and how they're not going to get beaten and all this. And he hasn't been keeping up with what other countries have been doing to support the Ukraine.
Not really
You noodle.
into it.
Not really into it.
No. Just a little bit. Not as much as you know what I mean.
Yeah, but why do you think I've been getting so frustrated with you? Because you just think, yeah, he's been, the Ukrainians, they can't stand up to Russia. They're just going to have to lie back and surrender and all that. And I'm like, what? Go and watch a few of the news stories. But
No, I'm going to go.
somebody asked the question, is Belarus going to be held accountable for their role in assisting Russia?
I sent you some art,
Yes.
by the way.
Hey?
I sent you some art folder.
Do I want to look?
Yeah.
Yeah, go F yourself. You've told the Russian ship to go. I have. I've heard something about it. Hi, Kelly from Dublin Cats for me. So, is Belarus going to be held accountable for their role in assisting Russia? Will they be? Oh, yeah. If not the country itself, definitely the leader, Lukashenko, who's basically, yes, he did take over illegally. There's going to be sanctions, suspension of trade, all sorts of things. The Belarusian people are definitely going to be made to suffer more. Queen of Pentacles, more sanctions, sanctions, suspending of trade. A change. I even got going through my head, expulsion of diplomats. So there's definitely, and this is going to lead to a change within Belarus. I think. That young person, that young dissident, was dragged off that plane. We can only hope that he's still around, but there's going to a change, strength. There's going to be a real show of strength against Belarus. Five of Wands. There's going to be internal conflict as well. Yeah, there's going to be strong, very high impact political, trade, etc. Against Belarus. Because this has changed its relationship with the rest of Europe, the conflict. Will the people in Belarus rebel against Lukashenko? Seven of Pentacles. He is going to face personal consequences here. Oh, Five of Swords. Defeat. Defeat. New start. So there's gonna be external consequences from other countries, but within the country itself, there's going to be consequences. The people of Belarus are not happy that Lukashenko has put them in this position. So, yeah, there will be accountability both as a nation, the government, and within the country itself. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Kelly from Dozen Cats for me. And we have to get together. You still going to have me on your channel? So please send me a time and a link. Renee D, hello. Night M or bye M. Or Renee, you going? Yeah. Good night, M. M, you going? M's obviously got stuff to do for the afternoon in Melbourne. So bye, M. Thank you very much for your support, my dear. Germany is sending weapons directly to the Ukraine. Europe's banker have shut the Russians off from SWIFT banking exchange. Yes. No more cash. Yeah. There's going to be a run on the banks there. Now, people have been getting their own cash out. Yeah. Elon Musk urged by Ukrainian leaders to provide the war-torn country with Starlink internet. Will he do it? Will he do it? Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, Nine of Cups. That seems to be yes. That seems to be a yes, at least for a certain amount of time. Don't call it a war. Propaganda filters the truth about Ukraine on Russian media. They don't call it a war there, hey? Okay. The Pope went to Russia to us. I don't know. Gee. Let's have a look. Anyone got questions? Has Tucker Carlson gone too far? He's blaming everyone but Russia for Ukraine. Five of Pentacles,
I say hello.
Four of Wands.
I say hello.
Yeah, you can say hello.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're all safe and happy.
Thank you, sweetie.
All right. Let's see.
Four of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Four of Wands. That's going to lead to a bit of a split. In the happy family, that is. Has he gone too far? Well, yes, he had. This is what? Why? Why is he doing this? Ten of Swords. Oh, this is like. God knows what he hopes to achieve. Misdirection, Two of Pentacles. Oh, nobody heard that. That was not a burp heard around the world. Hope, new direction, misdirection, manipulation and misdirection. Has Tucker Carlson ruined his career? Oh, he's a fool. He's not prepared for what's coming. Yeah. Okay, now the last three cards, the Fool, not prepared for what's coming. The devil has to pay his due, and his place in the world is there's going to be a change in his place in the world. Or big cards. I just asked, has he ruined his career? And I think he has, yes. Because he is telling blatant lies, Mr. I don't think Fox can afford to keep him on. I think that he could be a threat to their forecasting license, to their broadcasting license. James makes good coffee. He does make good coffee. That wasn't a belch, that was a little burp. Big difference. Is Tucker Carlson wanting to run for political office? Tucker Carlson. Yeah, that's his hope for the future, to move into politics. Yeah, not a good outlook for that. Ten of Swords there, Ace of Cups, blockage. He's going to find blockages everywhere. He's Queen of Pentacles on top of the Ten of Swords, just hopes of raising enough money to do so. No, the campaign funds just won't happen. The Lovers, his commitment, his public bold-faced commitment to people such as Putin and Erdogan and others. No, people on, yeah, they just strength. He's actually emotionally, this is undermined strength. He's not actually strong enough. He doesn't possess the strength. And he's the sort of person who, open mouth, insert foot here, he's the king of self-sabotage. Political career for Tucker Carlson in one card, Four of Cups. People watch him on the telly, but actually supporting him as a politician, they really couldn't give a shit. And he's not going to get the sort of office he wants. It'd be very dissatisfactory for him. Troll. Russian tennis player who went up to the camera and wrote, "No war, please." The Russian people. Oh. 3 hours ago, North Korea fired missile towards the Sea of Japan. Great. North Korea, are they going to cause trouble? Are they going to take advantage of this to cause destabilization in the region? Oh, yeah, absolutely. 2 of Cups, 5 of Cups, definitely they want to upset the apple cart here in the region. They're taking advantage of that, but they're not going to get warm greetings from this. He's hoping to 2 of Cups, talking 5 of Cups. It will only lead to loss for them. So it's immediately said Japan talking to its allies and stuff. 8 of Cups, abandonment, judgment. Yeah. 3 of Cups. Top of 5 of Cups, lack of support. Judgment immediately. He thought he could get away with it, but no, he's going to have to back down again and retreat. He was just, yeah. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. Hi, Anne. Hackers that got together to help you. They have managed to hack the Russian TV networks. Tell the restore. Yeah. Thanks, Anne. Hi, Angela's dad. Is that story about hackers hacking into the Russian television network and showing the real story in Ukraine? Is it true? Page of Cups, yes. Yeah, the Russians have been excluded from Eurovision. Trump said, I will hurt Democrats for you. He sat on the lectern and he said, I am your boy. Trump is mad. He can still articulate what he wants to say, but what he wants to say is madness. Yeah. So he will hurt Democrats What did he mean by that? What is happening? People are seeing what's going on in Ukraine, what Russia is doing. What's Will the Biden's pick for the Supreme Court be put through? Lady G. Who's Lady G? Angie's dad. Could you just tell me who that is? We'll replace Yertle the Turtle as minority leader. Lady G. Who's that? Angie's dad. Oh, Lindsey Graham. No. Will Lindsey Graham replace as minority leader? Well, he's going to try, but he's going to face defeat. No. McConnell is talking to somebody else. Yeah, he wants to, and he's going to try, but he's going to face defeat. McConnell doesn't trust him. This is the Page of Wands is an untrustworthy person. Georgia is going to make a move. The state of Georgia is going to make a move to indict Lindsey Graham. It just got through my head, but don't know when. But it will happen. I was going to ask a question just before that, and I can't remember what it was. It's hacking the truth. Is it true, the story of hackers? Yeah. Okay. Hi, Tammy Aldrich. Yes, there's a group of them. Yeah. It's true, Anne. Any questions, guys? Okay. Did Trump sell any classified documents? Did Trump sell any classified documents? Yes. Things that should be hidden, he shone a light on. And this can also be a card for treason. Yes. Will the Russian leader be shunned within his own country and by the oligarchs? Yes, Anne. Definitely. I just yawned. Any other questions? Come on, guys. Let's have a look at whether or not the Democrats will take the Senate. Will the Democrats take the Senate? Wake up. Huh? I was up till 2 working. Was it 1? 1 or 2 o'clock I was up till. I should take a couple of hours off after this to relax, have a bit of a nap, watch a movie or so, and then I've got to start. Trimming down an assignment before I post it. Is Putin going to be removed from power because of his aggression? His aggression. 3 of Wands. Yes, there are a group of people working on that. Yep, the Tower. He certainly has a Tower moment coming to him. Hi, Aleph. The Sun. Yes, very much so. Will Putin and Trump fall at the same time? Interesting question. Will Putin and Trump fall at the same time? Eight of Pentacles. The work they did together, pretty shoddy. The Queen of Swords. They're definitely going to be called to answer for their actions, called from their own countries for them to answer to their actions. At the same time, oh, here's the Tower again. Yes, because the fate of one is intertwined with the other. And if Putin goes down, he's going to take Trump with him. That went through my head straight away. 10 of Swords, yeah, definitely. They're both heading for 5 of Wands, turning on each other. Oh, all those phone calls that Trump made on his personal phone, Putin's recorded them. When Putin falls, will a democratic leader replace him, or will it be more of the same? I feel there's going to be an interim government. 8 of Cups. When he falls, they're going to be heading in a new direction. Now, remember, 8 of Cups. It can be about abandonment, but it can also be about going in search of new knowledge and new direction. And I do feel like this is what's going to happen. High travels. Oh, the guy who fled the United States to Belarus because of riot charges, he's feeling pretty insecure at the moment. Page of Swords. So there's going to be quite a few terriers that have to be gotten rid of, but it's going to be the start of a new leadership, but it's fresh, but sort of like interim. 9 of Pentacles. It won't take long to reach stability. Yeah, so there's going to be, and there's going to be like changes, basically changes to policies and law within Russia. So heading into to help establish new stability within Russia. Look, it's not going to be automatically fixed overnight. 4 of Pentacles. There's still going to be 3 of Swords. It's still going to take time, and they're still going to have to be vigilant with the 9 of Wands. 3 of Swords, because of the heartbreak that Putin's left behind and the insecurity. So they're moving there'll be movement towards bolstering up the country's security as a whole after the betrayal. They'll be ahead to very vigilant. Now, what I mean by vigilance is that with the 9 of Wands is that the new government, the interim government there, is going to be under quite a lot of observation. Yeah, the oligarchs will still have influence, but if they want things, it's not going to be more of the same, but there's going to be a bit of a pause with things until interim government can be found. 4 of Wands, but that will happen. But this is also about letting go of the pain and letting go. They have to let go of some of that. So there will be minor celebrations and a feeling and a newer feeling of security within the nation. And there will be offers to help. But it's not going to be more of the same, but it's going to take a while to sort out. It will end up being a much more democratic country, run in a much fairer way. But there's still some ideologies within Russia. Yeah. Oh, yes. There will be new news networks and all that. Yes, that will happen, Celtics here. How is the guy in Belarus feeling at the moment? Insecure. Will the oligarchs still have influence? Yes, of course. They have the money manufacturing, but they're probably going to the trade deals that they make. Hi, Uncle Charles. Lots of waves to you. They do a lot of deals outside of Russia, and they're going to be encouraged to put their money and their profits back into Russia. So there might be taxation. They're going to, they've gotten away with a lot, the oligarchs. So the new government will definitely demand more of them from way of taxes and all that, and possibly even, I'm seeing compulsory. Community projects having to work on community projects. Yes, there's lots of protest in Russia. Any more questions, guys? Will the stock market stabilise by the end of the year? Eight of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Overall, yes, it's going to be a lot better, but there are going to be at least 3 quite harsh corrections, I would say. Thank you, Uncle Charles. So there's still going to be a few quite dips, some of them quite bad, and have some effect on some people, because some people just overplay their hand in the stock market, and even one sharp correction can bring them crashing down. Okay, A&W asks, if Putin is deposed, will he keep his wealth and stay a very wealthy man? No. It's going to be stripped of everything. The Hierophant, this is the government. The authorities taking everything. King of Swords, prosecution. Queen of Swords, judgment. No, he's not going to stay a wealthy man. He is going to end up. Four of Cups, in a very, very dissatisfactory place for him. He's going to lose everything. It's very, very dissatisfactory for him. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, the prosecution and the judge the government taking everything. He's going to be stripped of everything. He's going to be, the offer he's going to get is not a very satisfactory one for him, but it might be the only way he can avoid jail. Two of Cups, he will have to come to a consensus because he will have no control over what happens to him. This is the Chariot. It's about momentum movement, but it's also about victory. But he is not, the government will have full victory over him. And he will have no control. If you don't steer things carefully and look after the engines of your country and the engines of progress, you can lose control of them. So his grip, one of the other messages of the Chariot is if you if you have such a tight grip on things, you will start losing. What is it from Star Wars? The tighter you hold, the more star systems will slip through your fingers or whatever. Well, that's it. With more, his grip might be very tight, but he had no control over it, and the control he has is slipping from his fingers. Islander Sandoval. Now, Varney, I do feel that he is going to be released, but he's not a well man. He's not a well man. Look at this. I've been feeling and saying off and off for a while that there's going to be a female, a woman, come into prominence in the United States to rule. Not in the United States, in Russia. At one stage, I thought it could be Navalny's wife. Now, what's interesting is I saw the Navalny and I was shuffling these cards and the Queen of Swords flipped. She will continue her husband's work. Okay. Is this Navalny's wife? Ten of Pentacles. Yes. She had the legacy to continue. Judgment. Herald. Very good judgment. She's a very wise person. And I think people are starting to call to her. Continue what your husband started and stuff. Will she? Four of Pentacles. But she's not too sure about her secure wise. She's in a bit of a okay. At the moment, she's in a pretty insecure position, as you would expect. There is heartbreak ahead for her with regard to her husband. But then after that, there's movement and momentum. So I think she could definitely become a very, very prominent figure in Russian government and politics in the next few years. We'll have to wait and see. Six of Pentacles. Balancing of the scales. Balancing of the scales. she knows her worth, and the Russian people know her worth as a person and as a possible leader. But first, she will see to her husband, not like, but her priority for a while will be her husband. Will Putin be tried for war crimes? Very interesting at The Hague. I always get Stephen Miller pops into my mind when I mention The Hague. I do think he's going to end up in front of temperance. There is definitely a possibility of that happening. Four of Wands. That flew out, that card. Four pillars of society. The Hague is one of those representations. Minor celebration. Nine of Swords. This is a nightmare scenario for him, that he might have to face a nightmare scenario. All these swords pointing at him. It was you. The Moon. There are going to be things coming to light. Ten of Swords. Long dark night of the soul for him. I think that, yes, I think there's going to be stuff coming to light. And defeat. In defeat, while there will be minor celebration in his defeat, there's a lot of heartbreak that's going to follow him. Is he going to end up in The Hague? Yeah, I think there's Knight of Swords movement towards that investigation. He's already been investigated. Three of Pentacles. Yes, there could be at least 3 cases brought against him. Page of Pentacles. But it's not going to be a quick process. The chaos and the destruction that has reigned, but it's not going to be a quick process. So yes, there's a very high chance that he's going to end up in front of The Hague if he hasn't passed before then. But it's not a quick process. Okay. Night Celtics here. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. So got time for one or two more quick questions. So who's got any questions? Yeah, I have read about Alvin Bragg. He might possibly have to resign. Will Alvin Bragg have to resign? I'll just do another one on that. One card. 6 of Cups. Yeah. Queen of Cups. This could be the pressure from I don't think the governor is going to put pressure on him to resign, but the DA might. The Attorney General might. Hi, Hippie Gypsy. Haven't seen you in a little while. I hope you're okay. Got a question. Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco is looking into him. Isn't she the deputy? Yeah. Will the two prosecutors who resigned return? Justice? If they got rid of Bragg. Surprising. Not being able to get away with this. What's that about? Knight of Rods, pulling back on an investigation, blocking energy. Will those two prosecutors return? Page of Pentacles. The offers are going to be put out there. Yeah, they could possibly return because their experience and their knowledge is going to be needed. I'm going good. Thank you. Yeah, Lisa Monaco, she's one of Garland's deputies. Steve Martin is a very good bluegrass musician, isn't he? The new lead prosecutor. Yeah. Well, that could be a good thing, Ann W., because if he's only defended people like 45, he'll know all the things that people like 45 try to get away with. Yes. Will they get Trump on RICO? Yes or no? Quick yes or no. Will they get Trump on RICO? It's the government, it's a big maybe. 9 of Rods. Yes. Ace of Swords, yes. Yes. Thank you. You start tomorrow. We'll have to get together soon. And I love playing Baroque music when I'm working. So, and I get very night owlish, but I'm sort of having to, at least for only allowing myself 2 or 3 days a week where I go full night owl, and the rest of the time I try to go to bed at a decent time. Yeah. Okay. Will the new lead prosecutor do that? Hi, Sharon Side. Will the lead you? Oh, she's definitely going to herald a change, and a big change with Trump. She knows where to look. Trump should feel insecure about her. 10 of Cups, and she will bring in the family on that too. Hmm. Okay, I have to go now, guys. So stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy, stay loving, and stay happy. I will be back on Tuesday. I might be back before then as well. So love you all, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.